We are halfway through the Nomad Challenge and on our way to Coastal Highway and trying real hard not to reminisce too much about these classic zones in this game that we all love so much. Hello Legion, this is Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play some more of The Long Dark in our Against All Challenges meta series, where we are taking on the Nomad Challenge. Again, halfway through. We dealt with some wildlife in the previous couple of episodes. We have a moose hide sitting in our backpack. That's one of the reasons we're moving so slowly at the moment. It's worth it, though. And we are currently making our way towards some locations. Hang on. Just making sure I didn't hear any other footsteps, because it's getting kind of hard to see. I can see, but it's getting a little bit hard to see. We're making our way towards some other locations where we might find some loot. We could potentially see some wolves as well. The one issue with the weather at this particular moment... Hang on, let me grab that flare, because that could be useful. You know what? Since we have that flare, I'm going to use that in just a moment. I'm not going to light it just yet. Actually, yes, I will, just for the sake of not missing anything in here. Another revolver. So the game is continuing to be incredibly generous with me.
Well, this stuff will come in
Not going to use that baseball cap, so nothing worth keeping here. Let me step back onto this tree. All right, so we're going to walk down a little bit farther. This flare should last us for most of the rest of the way, thankfully. So we have a couple of bends coming up. We have a bend to the right in front of us, and that's going to take us straight towards the next train car that we need to loot. And I think I've already looted that train car, if I'm not mistaken. Now that I'm thinking about it, I mentioned in the last episode that we'd be looting that again, but I think when I was on the way to the forestry lookout, which is straight behind us at this point, I think I looted it already. So we're just going to proceed straight across, and we might stop at Carter Hydro just to catch our breath and maybe rest until sunrise. But that's not strictly necessary. The main thing is that, I guess we can do it. I'm thinking more like a higher difficulty level player right now, where it's like, let me conserve my sources of light. We don't need to be walking around at night. Let me protect my clothing and be safe. But we can make the trip. There's a wolf. I see him. He's right in front of us. I know it's very dark for you, but he is right there. All right, I'm going to try to go around him. I don't know if I'll succeed, especially because I think he just turned around. I promise you I'm not seeing things. Yep. Told you. Go away. I don't want any. All right, I'm going to run for a little bit here just to put some distance between where the wolf is and where I am. I'm not going to run all the way because I might need to run some more. You never know. I am I've already been in this. There's no other train car that I could have looted at any point in the series so far. Plus the door's open. Yeah, I've been in there. So let's keep going. The next wolf is probably not going to be as easy to spot because it's getting darker. There is a little bit of moonlighting happening, and that leads me to believe that maybe the snow we're seeing at the moment is going to let up, which I would honestly prefer. The atmosphere even seems like it might be clearing a bit. Yeah, I take it back. I might be able to spot an additional wolf before they sneak up on me. Just depends where they are in their patrol routes. Again, there's a wildlife refresh coming as part of Tales from the Far territory. They've already had a full loot table refresh, and There are even some players, I don't know whether this is a bug or a feature. We're still in the process of learning together as a community and figuring out what is intended and what isn't and what's going to be fixed and what's there. I mean, and it's not that there are a ton of bugs, but the main thing that we're trying to figure out, is this going to stay this way? Apparently in Interloper, there are now players finding, and I've witnessed this in more than one case with my own eyes, there are players finding high-level gear, not high-level gear, but higher level than you're accustomed to in Interloper, like a hunting knife and a revolver. Like things that shouldn't be in Interloper and typically have been removed from Interloper in the past. In the current version of the game, again, this is January 2023 when I'm saying this, you can find some of the better items that are typically kept out of Interloper in Interloper. They're just extremely, extremely, extremely rare. So that's what you have to bear in mind. I'm actually going to hang a right. Rather than stay at Carter Hydro, what I'm going to do is poke my head into one of these sheds up here. I think I hear the closest wolf off to my right. I heard him howl. It's a pretty good distance away. All right, I know it's dark. Let's go ahead and light a lantern. There we go. And I think this is the one with no beds, as I recall. But if it is, then we can just... All right, there's a wool toque. Don't need it. If it is, then we can just, sleep on the floor in the bedroll. Don't need the antiseptic. Don't need that. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff here that is just not necessary. It's just not necessary. We don't need it. It's okay. We'll get by. All right, cured leather. Wood matches. Yeah, the wood matches are actually on that list of things we don't need. I'm going to drop both of these, in fact. I've been carrying some wood matches for a while, but just don't need it. Just don't need it. And, hang on, let's make sure I didn't overlook anything in here, because this is a relatively generous loot table, so it's possible that I overlooked something. There's some scrap metal, but I'm not going to worry about the scrap metal. Okay, let's go and see what else we can find. Because we have this hut here, and then that road there is where we're going when we wake up. So this hut will actually have beds for us to sleep in. So I'm going to take that opportunity. All right. Not going to worry about the stack of papers. I will grab the book, because that will make fire starting easier. I'll grab that flare, because I did use one. Summit soda, I'll take it. First aid kit. Probably going to drop whatever All right, I kept that first item, but left the other two. Let's see what's in these lockers. At this point, we are so well attired that the likelihood that we will be doing anything,
This will come in handy.
that we'll be picking anything up with any clothing that we find, anything other than harvesting it, really, is incredibly low. Incredibly low. Dog food, tin of sardines, tin of coffee. Yeah, like these fleece mittens.
He's getting too heavy to carry.
Normally I would be like, hey, fleece mittens, let's pick those up. At this point, it's like, why? I'm wearing gauntlets. I'm going to be fine. So that's what we're doing. Let me go ahead and drop the moose hide on the ground so it can cure while I rest here. And it looks like I'm just about ready to go, actually. Let's sleep for 6 hours. I'm going to go ahead and finish off some of these items that are still taking up some additional space. So it's still nighttime, but I'm, like I was kind of talking myself into just a moment ago, I'm going to go ahead and make this trip. Because why the heck not, you know? Let's see what else I can eat, if anything. I guess I'll eat what I can of this MRE. It's not going to be the whole thing. It'll just be some of it, but that's okay. All right, let's grab the moose hide. Let's go ahead and light that flare.
I can barely walk with this much gear.
I know, it's rough. However, the first lookout that we need to get to, or rather, I just gave it away. The first spot that we need to get to in Coastal Highway, where we are headed now, is going to be fairly close to the entrance that we use to get into the zone. Actually, come to think of it, is it? I'm thinking of the Pleasant Valley entrance. Hang on. I'm thinking. It's still close, because both entrances come in near the top side of the zone, and then you make your way down to the coastline. But I'm recalibrating my memory of the geometry of the zone right now, because when I said that just now, I was literally thinking about the Pleasant Valley entrance. Okay, let's enter the ravine. Okay, so we've got a little bit of wind and water noise here. Seems like the weather is calming down a bit, I would say. I know I'm moving pretty slow. It's worth it because I'm carrying the moose hide satchel, and I don't really want to drop any of the rest of the stuff I'm carrying. So even if I drop some of the things I was carrying right now, I'd still probably be at least 10 to 15 pounds over encumbered. The only real way to avoid the situation I'm in right now completely and to move a little bit more rapidly as we go from zone to zone would be to completely drop like all of my food supplies that I have so far. And I'd prefer to have those mainly because if I lose well fed, then I lose more carrying capacity, which makes my problem worse. So we're kind of dealing with two different iterations of the same struggle, because we have a moose hide that weighs 11 pounds on us that we're carrying around because we want to be able to carry 11 more pounds, which it will eventually allow us to do. And on top of that, we're carrying around a bunch of extra food, which is weighing us down, that if we don't have it for safekeeping, which part of this thinking I completely acknowledge might just be because I'm accustomed to playing on higher difficulty level and I'm probably being over conservative at this point. But those things that we're carrying in our backpack, we have to hold on to them, because if we lose well fed, then we lose another 11 pounds of carrying capacity. So, you know, it's a little bit ridiculous. All right. And speaking of saving time, I am not going to worry. There's some cattails. First of all, I'm not going to worry about the cattails, shockingly, because I just don't need them. Although that right there could be an answer from the Long Dark Gods, like, hey, just survive on cattails as you move from place to place and drop all your food. That's one potential solution. But this is a very temporary thing. Once we've got the moose hide satchel, which we will after our first couple of spots in Coastal Highway, which is only going to be like the next couple of episodes, we will be fine. So I'm not sweating it. It's not slowing us down too much. We're already almost to the crossing here. Well, one of the crossings. The sun might be starting to come up by the time we reach the rail crossing. So, and by the rail crossing, I mean the high bridge that you have to teeter across very precariously. We all love that bridge, don't we? It's everyone's favorite and don't look down spot in the Long Dark. Actually, there are several of those spots now, aren't there? But let's say it's the classic. It might not be everyone's favorite anymore, but it's the classic don't look down spot in the Long Dark. That's definitely true. I don't think there's much argument there. Yeah, so there are a number of things in this area that I've just completely skipped past. There are some derailed train cars still back there that I could get to. I'm not going to worry about them. I just thought to myself, what if I got the Hadrian shakes randomly right now and just toppled off this log and had to restart the Nomad challenge? That would be pretty high on the embarrassment scale. Hey, a dead doe. It's a prop doe. All right, I'm starting to see hints of, like, this is just an indication I've been playing the long dart too long. I just saw the sky color change slightly, indicating that it's starting to get brighter. Let's go ahead and light up a lantern and keep walking. I'm not going to use another flare. There is another loot spot down that way. There's usually some containers that you can raid for supplies, and there's a cave to our left that we can potentially get some food from. But I'm not trying to add additional weight to my backpack right now. I'm just not. Did I grab? Yeah, I did. That's why I'm moving so slowly. In my head, I'm like, do I have the moose hide with me? But I wouldn't be this this lumbering, this ridiculously lumbering and slow if I did not have the moose hide on me. I think one thing I could probably drop at the next opportunity is I could drop like half of or more of my revolver ammunition. Because I'm not going to use that many shots. I could probably drop about 2/3 of it, to tell you the truth. And that would save me some weight. That change in the brightness of the sky might have just been weather-based. I thought it might have been daylight, but I think it was just the fog rolling back by 1 or 2 stages, or possibly rolling in, because I don't think the sun's actually coming up yet. But in a second there, you'll start to see the sun emblem, you know, peak, just like pixel by pixel, up on the left-hand side. Slowly but surely. Alright, so once I make my way through this cave, we'll have the the Don't Look Down bridge, and then we'll be in Coastal Highway. And the first spot I'm going to visit, which is not only the closest, but also it's the verification for me, because I've had a number of times, like 3 or 4 times this series, where I've kind of looked at the list and gone, what's the abandoned lookout? What's that talking about? And then I remember that there's a tower up at the top of Coastal Highway, and I'm 99% positive that that is the abandoned lookout it's referring to. So we're going to go straight there, not only because it's a location for us to complete, but because I would like to verify that I'm right about it, so that I can stop worrying about it. That would be great. Alright, so you can hear the waterfall aside the bridge. And now the sun, you can see it in the upper left there, is starting to peek over the edge. So the sky will be getting brighter, slowly but steadily. There is an argument that I don't really need the light for this, because I can see well enough right now, but I'm going to keep it out just to be safe. This is fine. It's fine. Totally normal. The bridge is definitely not going to get more precarious than this. We're all just completely comfortable. We're not looking down. We're not looking left or right. Everything is completely normal and safe. I am content and low in my general stress level. Nothing can possibly go wrong. We're clearly almost to the other side. This is fine. Everything is fine. Everything is in working order. This bridge is in perfect condition until it's not. All right. Don't look down. Don't look down. Don't look down. All right. Okay. Everything's fine. We're fine. I'm fine. You're fine. We're fine. Everything's fine. Everything is great. Bridge is scary, okay? I deal with it by talking a lot. And there it is. That is the doorway to Coastal Highway. Oh, as I whack my mouse while I readjust my hand. Sorry. Do I need that coal? Yeah. Sure. I don't want to pick up too much coal because it's going to weigh me down more, but we're right here. Leave Ravine. All right. This is honestly like a perfect time to be coming into the zone because we're going to be able to see pretty clearly where we need to go. Especially if the weather stays decent, but right as I said that, it started to get windy, so we might have a blizzard on the way. So maybe what I'll do is head to the hut. Oh yeah, this is getting bad fast. So I could veer down to the right here, but that's not going to take us to the abandoned lookout. What's going to take us to the abandoned lookout is if I go this direction and kind of, I'm going to have to finagle my way around some cliffs, but we'll do it. So now that we've arrived in Coastal Highway, and we're next to a very loud waterfall, I am using up most of my lantern fuel, which is frustrating, but we'll find more. And we have a torch for those moments that we don't. As a matter of fact, let me go ahead and light that. Oh wait, didn't I drop those torches? I did drop those torches. Alright, I'll just light one of my flares. How about that? I did drop those torches. I picked them up and then I dropped them. Because I was just thinking in terms of what to do with the moose hide. Yeah, I think what I'll do is try and sleep for 3 hours or so when I get to this building up here on our right. And once I'm there, and everything is just gravy, hopefully the weather will be better, and we'll be able to see our next destination, which I would like to try to get to before I end this episode, but we'll see. We'll see where the clock is when it's time to make that decision and how the weather is treating us. I guess that'll be a major factor. There's some more coal. I'll go ahead and grab that. That's the most I'm going to carry. You can see noticeably how much just that second piece of coal slows me down. That is striking. All right, so here's our rest stop. There could be some loot here. We'll see. I mean, there is going to be loot here, but whether it's loot that's worth keeping is another question entirely, isn't it? That's another question entirely. So, let's open up. What do we do? Yeah, I'll go ahead and grab some of those because those canned containers will be pretty handy. Starting to get pretty full on stuff, though, so
I'll take it.
Don't need any septic, don't need a baseball cap. Don't need a sweatshirt. I'll take the energy bar. There's a hatchet, which I don't need. Nothing in the crate. Nothing in these cabinets. All right. Perfect. So, let me make sure I didn't miss anything over here. Nope, 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 nope. Did I check that drawer? No, I did not.
Probably useful.
Okay. Just going to throw that over there because it's going to burn out while we're sleeping here. So let's sleep for 4 hours. We'll get about 3. We'll sleep for 4. Weather sounds decent. Alright, let's... Oh yeah, we're carrying way too much stuff. Way too much. I should have put the moose hide on the ground there while I was sleeping, so I lost a few hours of carrying there. But that's just 3 hours, so it's not... I'm not sweating it. Won't be a big deal. Part of me is tempted to drop the revolver, but... So... Or maybe drop the rifle, frankly, but I'd rather have the rifle than the revolver. Alright, tell you what. I'm going to drop the books. I don't need the books. And then... Oh, you know what? I'm also going to drop the magnifying glass. It's not a lot of weight, but I'll drop it anyway. What else? Oh yeah, that's right. I was going to drop... This is going to be a little bit crazy. In no higher difficulty setting would I ever recommend this. But I just dropped most of my ammo for the revolver. And then we are going to refuel this lantern. Don't have a ton of fuel in it. It's about 1/3, a little bit less than 1/3 of the way full. But at least we can see. So now let's see if we can make our way towards the forestry lookout. I think I know the way. Ish. Maybe. Perhaps. Cross your fingers. What could possibly go wrong reloading a rifle while you're traversing a steep downhill slope? Totally fine. Alright. Trying to remember the best way to do this from high in the zone, because I think the abandoned lookout is over here to the left, kind of. I don't have my exact bearings. As long as the weather doesn't get a lot worse, I'll be fine. But I'd prefer to stay high up if I can. Let's see what we can get away with here. Can we go around up here? That doesn't look traversable. Shh. That startled me. All right. That doesn't look traversable. Game immediately gives me a sprain. Note to self, not traversable, even with crampons. All right, so let's head down this way. Oh, nice. Okay. Oh, okay. That's not what I thought it was, but I still... Okay. I remember. I forgot about this hut being here. So the rock that I just went around, I think that's the rock that I thought it was. I'm still headed the right way, though. I'm not even going to poke my head into this particular spot. I mean, I may as well while I'm here just to make sure it's not a location on my list, but I'm 99% positive it is not. So we're not going to worry about it. Okay. Coastal highway. Yeah, it's just a cabin. You know what? I'm not even going. I'm not going to be tempted by looting it. It's just not. It's not needed. It's not needed. We're going to go up here. Going to try and maintain the high ground, as long as we don't get sprained too many times or fall to our death. Neither of which are good, but generally do not have the same qualitative value as negative occurrences. Okay. Okay, that's good. Good. Let me make my way down here. Are you serious, game?
That's
That's incredibly inconsiderate. Right, I'm kind of annoyed because I think this is just the path down from where I was going, so I just kind of took a shortcut. But this isn't, like, I don't want to be this low yet. So we're going to take some painkillers. We're going to use another bandage. So when I saw that cabin back there, for a moment, the reason I was like, oh, nice, is I thought that was one of the camping cabins that are up near the top side of the zone. I thought I had already made it that far, but of course I haven't. So we're going to kind of stay true here. And if possible, I'm going to try and get on the other side of these logs because I need to keep going that way pretty much, like straight ahead, rather than follow this road downward. I'm actually kind of thinking that I might have overlooked a way to stay higher if I hadn't hopped down where I just did. Because we're actually near the highway level now, and that was not my intention. But that's okay. We will get where we need to go. Weather's being pretty kind to us at the moment. And Coastal Highway is not as punishing weather-wise as Pleasant Valley. Yep. So you can see some power lines and the road there. We are absolutely at the highway level. I'm going to stay up here. Okay. Okay. I think I know what bend is right up here. Let's see how good my memory is. We might be about to walk up on a construction hut. Nope, not quite. Although, we're not far from it. It's just not as close as I thought. I keep getting excited and thinking I'm closer than I actually am. But this is a great example, actually. In seriousness, like it's funny. Like I'm totally laughing at it. See, okay, the construction hut's back this way. So it is a great example of why doing this Against All Challenges run was a great way for me to kind of wade back into daily YouTube content and recording videos, because I have, accurate memories, but the resolution of the memories of, like, especially the earlier zones or the zones that I haven't played in as much has decreased. So I don't have as much detail, and there are sections that will sometimes, like, just disappear from my recollection as I'm thinking about where I need to go. There's the hut. So we're going to avoid that, and we're just going to turn up to the right. And then before long at all, we will be at what I presume is the abandoned lookout. And if it's not the abandoned lookout, then I know exactly where my next spot will be. So that's the good news. So yeah, the Coastal Highway entrance coming from Mystery Lake is like, that must be the one. It must be farther west in the zone. And I know this intuitively, but I don't think I've ever actually put it into words in my mind or in a video. It must be farther west, practically speaking, geographically speaking, relative to the Pleasant Valley entrance, which I suppose is maybe more central. I've never thought of it that way. I've always thought of the Pleasant Valley entrance, which is right there, by the way. It's back that direction. I've always thought of that as the one that's kind of back in the corner of the zone, but it's not. It's totally not. All right, we're over time for this episode, but I've come this far hoping to get to the abandoned lookout, so I might as well go all the way. I think, yeah, this is the top level. There's not a higher level up above us. Weather seems to be turning again. little bit of a preview of what whiteout will be like. Only it'll be a lot worse than this. A lot worse than this. Because whiteout is just, as I recall, constant blizzard. Either that or, I think, is it a constant blizzard or is it a series of blizzards that gets worse and worse? I think it's that. Don't tell me in the comments. Do not tell me. Don't. I'm serious. Like I want to get to that point in the series. It's a few challenges away, but I want to get to that point in the series. Not quite remembering. If I find out on my own between now and then fine. But okay, the abandoned lookout is not here, but it's up here and to the right. So we're almost there. Or at least what I think is the abandoned lookout. So yeah, don't tell me in the comments. That cue that just played is one of my absolute favorite in the Long Dark. It's simple, it's elegant, it's eerie, haunting, but also oddly beautiful. It's also quick. It's over quickly. Like it plays and then it's gone. Which, there's something nice about that for that particular track. Wasn't quite necessary for me to hop through that little gap, but I did it. I do what I want. Oh. All right. Now, if I wanted to really be, like, quick about this and just verify right now that this isn't there we go, it's the abandoned lookout. What I was going to say is I could use charcoal as soon as I had it in view. I could use charcoal from a high spot and then verify on the map that it's the abandoned lookout, but that's good enough for me. So now that we've arrived, I'm going to make my way up to the top here. We're going to poke our heads inside. We're going to plop the moose hide down so it can continue to cure, which it should be able to cure indoors here. I'm hoping it will. And then, oh look, there's another dead guy. Lovely. Here, let's verify before we're done here that the moose hide's going to cure. There we go. Yeah, it's curing. So, or at least I believe it's curing. I think doesn't have to say curing if it's curing. We'll find out, I guess, after I rest a little bit. But we're going to put that down anyway, just in case we have to stay here regardless for 3 days with another dead guy. Joy. But for now, I'm going to stop this episode here because we're approaching double-length episode territory. I know y'all love that, but my schedule doesn't. So, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this one, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to follow along. New episodes are coming out every day at 1 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time. Comments are always welcome. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time.